Okay, let's go ahead and dive inside the XLE for 2022. Take a look on the door. This one has the tan and chocolate interior, so you get the more of the beige or the light tan SofTex fabric on the door, but then the door panels themselves are kind of a chocolate finish, and then they have this matte black finish below that with the brushed aluminum style door handle. Power mirrors, power door locks, power windows. They're backlit and they have one touch up and down features on there. Bottle holders down in the doors, speakers in the doors. This one has the premium sound system, so you do have 6 speakers. The interior, this is going to be a SofTex fabric seat. Driver seats, full power up and down, back and forth, and power lumbar support. As we take a look over here on the dashboard, there's a couple of switches here. So we've got odometer reset, dimmer switch for your dash lights. These are your automatic high beams. So part of safety sense is the headlights can be turned on and off automatically from bright to dim depending on oncoming traffic. And our power lift gate. And then there's a small little storage cubby right down here. And then we do have a tilt and telescoping steering wheel, but it's going to be the manual style. It's not an automatic or power steering wheel. Airbags on the sides are built into the seats, so the airbags move forward and backwards with you as you adjust your seat. It's just a safer way to build them. Okay, behind the wheel of this particular XLE, the interior colors, the upper dashboard and the door panels, they're all kind of a chocolate colored or a brown colored, but then they have a black steering wheel, and as you can see the lower part, this is all more of the lighter tan. So the chocolate and the light tan works really well together. I would have liked to see them connect the steering wheel, the leather steering wheel, to match that, but they didn't. They're probably using the same steering wheel on all interiors. But this is a leather wrap steering wheel. It's not heated. That's not standard on the XLE edition. Down here we've got our standard controls for our information center, which is up in the gauge cluster. Also our Bluetooth connectivity for our smartphone, voice activation for voice calls, and these are the controls here for the sound system for your radio. Toyota badging, driver side airbag, and a little bit of silver trim up and around the bezels here. We've got our cruise control here, dynamic radar cruise control adjustments, lane departure on and off, and then we can change our sound system or our radio stations right there as well. Also up here, rear washer wiper controls, front washer wiper controls, and both of them have intermittent settings. And then over on this side is where we find our headlight and our fog light controls. So headlights, we do have automatic on and off for the headlights, as well as automatic high beams. And then also we have fog light controls right here as well. So those are those LED fog lights that we saw in an earlier video. Let's go ahead and take a look at our gauge cluster. We'll fire it up and see how it looks when we start it. So smart keyless entry system standard. So that means that it has a push button start. So foot on the brake, and we'll go ahead and start it up. So there's your gauge animation, and then here on your center console, your center stack, you need to push continue to be able to continue, and you can see this does have the premium navigation package on there as well. So that's what it looks like when you wake it up. Take a look at the gauges more closely. They're kind of like a chronograph style gauge, so I like the styling on those gauges. On the left is your tach and your temperature. Over here on the right is your speedometer and your fuel gauge. And then right in the middle is the information center. So there's a variety of information included in there. Outside temperature, this is your gear, your trip meters in there. This is kind of cool. It tells you how many people are in seats that don't have their seat belt on. So that's your seat belt status. Fuel computer here, and then using the controls on the steering wheel, we can toggle through some other settings. So I'll go through these a little bit real quickly, just give you kind of an overview. So we've got Our eco indicator, so there's our fuel economy, digital speedometer, fuel computer. We'll kind of go down through here. So here's our driving support center with our navigation, our audio system settings, all-wheel drive settings. So you can set up your pre-collision, your blind spot monitoring, all of those things. Then here's our safety sense, our lane departure, pre-collision on and off, dynamic radar cruise control, blind spot monitoring, and rear cross traffic alert, all part of the safety sense package on the XLE Highlander. This is the gas edition, so we don't have the hybrid monitoring system. Here's a look at our center stack. Up top we've got an 8-inch touchscreen. This is the premium navigation system, so you do get the navigation. 6 speakers, does have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and is Alexa compatible. Also you have AM, FM, and Sirius satellite radio. And the Sirius satellite radio, you get 3 months of the premium subscription, and then after that it's a monthly fee if you want to continue. Next section down is our heating and air conditioning controls. On the XLE, the driver and the front passenger both have heated seat controls. We also have a 3-zone climate control system, so driver, front passenger, and then your rear passengers can control their own, but you need to give them access in order to do that. We also have front window defrost, rear window defrost with heated outside mirrors. We also have electronic front window de-icer, so if you've got some ice on your front window, that'll do a nice job of getting that off. Going down the center stack, we've got vents here, so you can turn these on and off. I'm just going to flip that back off. You can flip these left and right. Your hazard switch. There's a nice little storage cubby down here. You can see a great place to throw your sunglasses, and then there's also one up over on the passenger side as well. The XLE does have wireless charging for your smartphone, but if you want, you can also feed your wires up through this little access door right there from the USB ports down below. And we have 2 USB-Cs, a USB-A, and a 12-volt down here as well. And then this is just a small cubby, great place to maybe drop your pocketbook or something like that. Did want to show you the backup camera on here. So it's a nice wide view for the camera, but what you'll discover is there's no path projection. So those lines don't move as you turn your steering wheel. They just kind of give you the straight back look. I'd like to see path projection. That can be helpful when trying to park into a tight parking space. Center console, we've got our shifter, of course. The transmission does have the manual controls too, so if you want to work your way through the gears yourself, you can do that right there. Dual cup holders surrounded by the brushed aluminum bezel and trim. Further down, we've got our controls right here for our drive modes: sport, normal, and eco. And there is an indicator up in the gauge cluster for those. So if I go back up here and you look at the center there, you'll notice right now this is white, and if I toggle through, so I'll go to sport, and it turns red and it tells you you're in sport mode. And then if you go back the other way, normal, and then blue is going to be your eco mode. So there's a visual indicator for that. Then we do have our terrain select right here. So you've got mud and sand, normal mode, and rock and dirt. And so there's also a visual for that up in the gauge cluster. I'll show you up here. So again, when you tap on there, you can see we've got an animation for mud and sand. We also have an animation for rock and dirt. And then of course for the normal mode, there's no animation. And then next to that, we've got, let's see, our electronic parking brake hold. We've got our traction control, snow mode, downhill assist, and our electronic engine start. So that'll allow the engine to turn on and off at stoplights all by itself. If you like that, you can turn it on, or you can, well, I guess the default is on, and then you can turn it off. So the idea is that's going to help you get a little bit better gas mileage. Right now the gas mileage on the gas 3.5 V6 is 23 miles per gallon. Over here on the passenger side, we've got a nice large glove box, of course owner's books in there, and then there is a key lock on this one as well. So it's kind of a nice little extra. Speakers in the bottoms of these doors, bottle holders, power windows, power door locks, driver side or passenger side airbag up there. I like the way this is laid out with the dash. It kind of looks like almost like a spear going out. If you look at it in its fullest, to me it looks like a fly swatter. There's the handle, and here's the fly swatter part of it. Tell me if you see that as well. Otherwise, I'm just flat out nuts. Take a look over on the passenger side. There's passenger assist grips, height adjustable seat belts, height adjustable headrest. The overhead visors do have lights on the vanity mirrors, and then these visors do slide out, but they don't have individual extensions. You can slide them back and forth. Overhead, we've got a couple of nice features up here. Let's see, Safety Connect. So if you need help while you're out on the road, you can tap that button and Toyota will send you roadside assistance. Overhead lighting, those are LED lights. We've got a kid catcher mirror right here, so you can see the back seat. And then there's also a place up here that you can tuck your sunglasses. And then finally, we also have that power moonroof, standard on the XLE. Power moonroof does have a sliding shade. It is tinted, and then you can also tilt it up like so, and then it also opens up all the way. So if you'd like to do that, you're good to go. Your rear view mirror here is an automatic dimming mirror, and there are buttons on the bottom for HomeLink, so you can set up to 3 different devices for HomeLink. And that's about it up front on the Highlander. I hope you found this helpful. Let's go ahead and jump into the back seat. Here's a look at the driver's compartment from sitting in the back seat. So you can see there's a ton of room up there. And of course we do have that power sliding moonroof as well. So in the back seat, there's a lot of great features. Let's start with the backs of the seats. Pockets on the backs of both seats. Now I'm in the second row, and this back seat right now is probably 2/3 of the way back. Take a look at how much legroom I have there. Plenty of legroom for adults to sit in these back seats. And both seats do have the pockets. Here's our heating and air conditioning setup for the back seat passengers. So this is a 3-zone system, so they can actually adjust their own temperatures back here on the center console. And then Toyota does have, or has included, 2 USB-C light ports down there, and those are backlit. You can see there they're backlit blue. So when you're sitting in the back seat, it's going to make it much easier to see what you're doing when you're plugging your stuff in. So this is the 7-passenger edition. So we've got captain's chairs here in the back seats. These seats recline. They also slide forward and backwards. They also have armrest here. Again, there's a look at your brown and your black fabric seat door panels. Pretty neat contrast. I actually like it because I like a lighter interior. It makes the car feel a lot bigger. True, it does show the dirt more, but that might be an indication you need to clean your car. A lot of people like black because it doesn't show the dirt, but it does mean it's dirty, still dirty. There's shades back here in the windows. Those are awesome for kids. They're also good for adults, but if you've got a child in a child seat, that's a great way to get them out of the sun. Passenger assist grip. There's a dry cleaning hook up here. There's vents here, and there's also some in the back seat there. Overhead reading lights for your back seat passengers. The center console in the back seat is where you've got 2 cup holders. So down here there's a little storage cubby. Those are rubber lined too, so hopefully things don't slide around. You can take these out, you can wipe them down, put them back, and away you go. Now, as I mentioned, this is the 7-passenger version, and so I've got these 2 seats right here. This 2 middle row seats are basically all the way back, and I just want to show you the back seat room here. So there's passenger light or reading lights up there. These headrests are adjustable up and down. Those seats can fold down, so you can fold down 40 or 60% in the back. I think it's pretty much for kids back there or really short people like me. Cup holders over here. Also tie down hooks over here. So when these seats are folded down, if you're carrying some cargo, you're going to be able to tie it down pretty nicely. So you could sit 7 passengers. I think you're probably, if you're going to put 3 kids back there, you're probably pretty good, and a couple adults here in the center row, and then of course a couple adults up front. Okay, diving into the back, the rear hatch is a power lift gate, which you can use your hand or your remote control to raise and lower it. Now this one does have the all-weather floor mat package, so that's that extra cargo mat right there, and then also over here on the ground are the mats for the front seat. That is an extra charge. The seats, as I mentioned earlier, they're 60 or 40% fold down, and so to drop this seat down, we're just going to go ahead and hit this handle right here, and then the seat will fold down. Notice the headrest came down all by itself, and then what I did was I lowered that front seat so you can see just how much space there is once you drop that down. That's a good 6 feet going all the way up into the front. You can also drop this one down over here. Now underneath the floor mat there is a storage compartment, and in there you're going to find the jack and your tool kit and the place right there to lower your spare tire down from underneath. And then there is a little extra storage over on this side right here, kind of a hidden storage compartment right there. And so just so I don't confuse anybody, I did want to let you know you can drop these seats down without dropping down the center row seats. So you can bring this down like this. So a lot of different combinations on there, but tremendous amount of space inside the Highlander once you drop those seats down. And then pop that down just like that, and away you go. Okay, there you go. That's the interior overview of this 2022 Toyota Highlander XLE all-wheel drive gasoline edition. Be sure and catch the exterior and my test drive video. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know in the comments and I will do my best to answer them for you. If you like the video, go ahead and give us hit that thumbs up or subscribe to our channel to get more just like this. This is Tony here at Smart Toyota in Madison, Wisconsin. Thanks for watching.